On this episode of Food Finds, we're off to the Pacific Northwest for a hot, steamy bowl of Oregon's most famous clam chowder. We'll then head upstream for a taste of smoked salmon, specially prepared in the Scandinavian tradition. And later, we'll meet a candy maker who uses his gourmet chocolate bars to raise environmental awareness around the world. It's all coming up next on Food Finds in Oregon.
Hello, I'm Sandra Pinckney, and welcome to Food Finds. Well, get ready to hit the Oregon Trail because we're about to take a tour of the Beaver State. It's here in this beautiful part of the country that we found some of the Pacific Northwest's best foods, from hot smoked salmon to gourmet chocolate bars that help endangered animals. We'll begin along the Oregon coast with a clam chowder that rivals anything you'll find in New England.
Just 120 miles from Portland lies the charming fishing village of Newport. This quaint town attracts tourists from all over the world as they make their way up and down the Oregon coast. Many of them end up at this little seafood cafe simply known as Moe's. But Moe's is no tourist trap. For over 50 years, just as many locals have regularly lined up here for a bowl of Moe's clam chowder. Today, Cindy McEntee owns and operates the restaurant established by her grandmother, Mohava Nimi.
Everybody in town really knew who Mo was. She was a very gritty, really bright, and outspoken person. She said things like she found them and kind of shot from the hip. She was a very popular person with some people, and others thought she was a little coarse, but she was just Granny. She loved her vodka, and she liked her cigarettes, and by God, let's have a drink. That's exactly what she, let's have a drink. I go, geez, Gran, okay. Mo always sounded like she was mad. She scared people because she was gruff. But man, if people needed a loan or money, or we used to get a lot of people in that would say, you know, I haven't eaten for 3 days. Oh, for God's sake, sit right here. Give them a bowl of soup. So she was a really nice person on the inside. Nice person on the outside too, you just had to know her.
Cindy's son Dylan oversees every batch of Moe's clam chowder and is proud to be the fourth generation to be working in the family business.
I've grown up around this restaurant my entire life. I grew up eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner downstairs. And now I'm making the chowder, and I love it. It's sort of a passion for me.
Undeniably, this passion is what makes Moe's clam chowder so delicious, and it all begins with a bag of high-quality clams.
The first step in making Moe's clam chowder is we need to get the clams ready. So we take the clams out of the freezer, we pick through them and make sure they're the best quality possible.
When the clams are ready, they're poured into a large chowder cooker along with the potato. The spices, including onion, salt, and pepper, come next.
We shut the lid and we let it cook until it starts steaming. We mix it up. It's the first stir. After the first stir, we close the lid and turn the pot off.
Then comes the high-fat bacon, which gives Moe's chowder a lot of its flavor.
We'll take about 400 pounds of bacon, we grind it up, and then we add 6.5 pounds of flour to that bacon after it's been cooked. And then mix that into the chowder. At that time, the chowder is ready to pour into buckets. And we take those buckets and we take it over to a machine that we use for our packaging. We pump it into pans, and those pans cool overnight in our cooler.
This is clam chowder base. The cook then adds milk to the base until it reaches a desired thickness and then heats it all up to make a steamy pot of clam chowder. Once it's garnished with parsley and paprika, it's ready to be served.
I love clam chowder, and I have had a number of different kinds of clam chowder in my life, and this is the best.
It never has any grit in it, which is really nice, because I know everybody has had clam chowder. When they eat it and they chew on a little piece of clam, they have some grit, and every time I've eaten the Moe's clam chowder, it's never had any grit.
Perhaps one of the most impressive endorsements that Moe's clam chowder ever got came in 1968.
Bobby Kennedy came to Moe's about 4 days before he was assassinated. He was on a campaign. He wanted to check out the small community and drives a big black limousine, and out gets Bobby Kennedy and Joan Kennedy, Ethel Kennedy, and it was very exciting. Of course, all business stopped right then. They really took a shine to my grandmother. Before they left, they had called. They had said, now Mo, you've got to come out. You've got to bring us some chowder. You've got to come with us down to Los Angeles, but we want you to bring that chowder out. At least you can do that. So she took 4 gallons of chowder base out to the airport so they could take it with them on their campaign. Mo was very, very proud of the fact that Bobby Kennedy was so taken with her chowder that they requested it for their trip, and that whole experience for her was incredible because it was a compliment coming from someone who's from Hyannisport, chowder country, and then knowing that that was the last chowder he ever had.
Mo herself passed away in the winter of 1992, and today her legacy lives on in the colorful stories that people tell about this local icon and with every bowl of Mo's clam chowder.